Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk about Three of Swords today, which is probably one of the most unpopular cards in the tarot deck. But I'm hoping that what I say offers a different perspective on this, perhaps a little bit more of a positive one. And I think I've chosen a really lovely Kate Bush song for this card. So I think, you know, if you look, it's one of those cards that kind of tells you what it means, doesn't it? Just for this picture, or it seems to, but I think there's a more subtle way of reading this card. So traditionally, or some interpretations would say, this is heartbreak, betrayal. Crowley calls this sorrow. I think there is a pain. I like the idea of a painful truth, which is what I'll try and explain. I tend to use, I read tarot for myself rather than other people, and I tend to think of it as a way of accessing my unconscious rather than actually foretelling the future or what's going to happen. So if I got this card, I wouldn't be thinking, this is the end of, every time it comes up, I wouldn't be thinking, this is the end of the relationship, this is, someone's betrayed me, or all these dramatic things. I'd be thinking, what's making me feel sad? Is there a thought that's making me feel sad, because this is swords? Or is there something I'm not wanting to face? So I think it is really helpful to look at the other threes in the deck and explain what I mean here. So threes associated with creativity, the Empress is a 3. And if we look at the other threes, so we've got 3 of Wands here, we've got new horizon and adventure, travel, a new surge of energy and enthusiasm for something. I think he's looking ahead. 3 of Cups, people coming together, celebration, sense of community. There's a real joy in this card. 3 of Discs, we have the people coming together for a project here. They're creating something in the material world, something's going to happen. And they've each got their different role. So why, and I think we do need to ask this question, why, if these are all 3s, what is it about the poor old swords that suddenly makes 3 such a scary, negative energy? It's not, though. That's what I want to argue. It's not. It is a new idea or something coming, a new clarity, maybe. So in the 2 of Swords, we have this person, they're blindfolded. It can be quite positive, so it can be going inwards, trusting your intuition, balancing 2 conflicting ideas or a choice maybe. But it's quite hard. It's hard to sustain this position for long, isn't it? And we're not really able to. At some point, we have to take that blindfold off. And at some point, something will come to disrupt our equilibrium. And this is the 3 of Swords. So this is the challenge for us. And in general, as people, it is the difficult ideas. It's the things that we don't want to face that we need to face for our growth. And the reason why, even though it's ideas, it's associated with the heart and stuff, is because as soon as we have those ideas or that uncomfortable truth, we have all the emotion that comes and builds with those thoughts. And lots of tarot decks, and this is the Sweet Twilight, they kind of hint at that, or more than hints, they show, so she's putting the knife through her own heart. So it's her own thoughts about the situation that are making it worse, that are making, a hurting that this is truth. Truth is objective. It's something that we haven't been facing, but it's there. But it's how we deal with it. It's how we face that discomfort. So the song that I've chosen. I mean, what I was going to say is that if I was feeling tender and sensitive and, sad, I'm not sure that the tarot would be the best place to go when you're feeling like that, especially something like the Rider-Waite, where you get these sort of images. I think it could be very triggering to receive a card like that. And even if you had like a big reading and there were lots of cards and lots of positive cards, this would be, I think most people would focus on this card and get distracted. So I would say best place to go when you're feeling like that and feeling upset and tender is music, because I think music is a particular good art form for helping us process those emotions in a soothing way that makes us feel less alone. So the song that I have chosen, it's from the Red Shoes, which is I keep choosing songs from this album. It's not, my favourite Kate Bush album is probably The Dreaming. So it's not one of my favourite albums, but it has got a lot of spiritually minded songs, I think, and possibly influenced by the fact that Kate Bush herself was going through a difficult time when she made the Red Shoes album, and it has these lovely kind of bittersweet quality to a lot of the songs. And So Is Love is a particularly beautiful one. I've chosen the original lyric, but partly because that's what I was listening to this album when I was at uni, finding university quite difficult. And I found the Red Shoes a big emotional comfort during that time. But also I feel that is the painful truth, that life is sad and so is love. And if we take it on board when we are feeling upset and sad, well, I personally find it comforting to think that is part of life. Sorrow is part of life, and that there are other people going through difficult times as well. It's not just me, especially because I think that when you go through something difficult, like the end of a relationship, or you just lost someone, or a job, you've just left a job, or been fired or whatever, that it's easy then to look at the people that have got what you haven't at that point, and that's when it makes it hard and you feel more isolated. But if you remember that everyone goes through these disappointments and heartaches, I think it's a soothing lyric. Kate Bush herself changed it, so when we get to director's cut, she changed the lyric to "Life is sweet and so is love." She kind of seemed to, I think in interviews she said she found it too sort of miserable and depressing, the original one. I think maybe it was something that she felt at the time when she was doing Red Shoes, and maybe when she came to director's cut, so many years later, that it didn't feel like what she thought anymore, maybe, and she wanted to change it. I can see her point in that I think if this becomes your mindset, life is sad and so is love, you get very jaded and defensive, and it's not a healthy mindset to go through life with. But at moments of sorrow and at moments, when you're upset, that thought can feel comforting, and that song. And anyway, we've got both versions of the song, so we can choose, can't we? Which I think is good too. But this sentiment, especially the idea of this as a card of painful truths, but that if we work through that that the truth is actually healing as well. That seemed to fit well, I thought, with Three of Swords. So I'd be interested to know which lyric you prefer of this song. And if you have any other ideas for Three of Swords, there's quite a few songs, I think, about heartache. I think this was the song that I thought, if I pull this card, or if I have Three of Swords on my altar for the month, this is the lyric that I want, or the song that I want, to feel that, you know, brings me comfort. And there's that hope, isn't there? There's that hope in the light there. I didn't want a completely gloomy, dark card. I feel this is. I feel the Rider-Waite one is particularly so. And actually the Thoth one is as well. I haven't got the Thoth one out, but that is, I think, if anything, that's even worse than this one with the colours and stuff. Anyway, thank you, as always, for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.